This is a Yeti bucket. It costs $40. This is the lid for the Yeti bucket. It costs an additional $30. These buckets are not cheap. Get over it. If you want the best bucket ever made, keep watching. Hey there, my name's Adam, your friendly Sasquatch, and today we're going to be talking about the Yeti bucket and why it may or may not be the right bucket for you. Keep in mind, as we go through this, you can buy a cheap bucket from the local box store for $1 or $2. Sometimes they even give them away for free if you buy enough stuff. So, you know, these cheap buckets, they're cavernous, they have a handle, and if you lose it or get stolen on the job site, you don't really care. So, that's pretty much all you need to know about a cheap bucket. We've all seen them, we've all used them, they work just fine. So why would you want to buy a bucket like this, which costs significantly more? It does basically the same thing. It's cavernous, it holds water, has a handle. What more do you need? So the Yeti buckets are kind of special, and I think some people will appreciate what they have to offer. That being said, if you're just mixing concrete, you're just carrying water or throwing tools into a bucket to make sure you don't leave anything at the job site, I highly encourage you to go get some cheap buckets from the local box store. They work great. If it's not broken, don't fix it. These buckets, I think, are better suited for people who are hunting and fishing, things like that, where you want to keep your game very clean, maybe your catch or your bird hunting, something like that. These buckets are really nice. The lids come off nicely. They have a nice seal. There's a little vent here, so things in here get pressurized. They can off gas, so that's kind of a nice touch. Oh, and honeycombs, because fancy, honeycombs are more scientific, right? So, you know, these lids are great. They, you can stand on them, stuff like that. Now, you can't really stand on the lids from the store-bought buckets, but you flip it upside down, it works just fine. So let's just quickly review the features of the Yeti bucket itself and who it might be a good fit for. So, first things first, it is cavernous. It holds fluids, it holds solids, it holds whatever you need it to hold. The walls here are probably 3 times as thick, so you could probably drop this off a 10-story building, and as long as it's not full of dynamite or something, it's going to survive. So that's cool. This bucket should last a lifetime, where, you know, these only last a year or two, so, you know, it is what it is. Something I did notice is on the very bottom of these buckets, they have a nice curved corner, which makes it a lot easier to clean out. So let's say you put fish or birds or something like that in here. It's not as hard to clean out the gunk and blood as compared to these buckets, which just have a hard, rigid corner in there. So that is a nice touch. You know, these are a little bit easier to clean up and stuff, and that's important if you're hunting. The handle itself is very nice. It's similar to their Roadie Cooler series. It, you know, can hold probably a couple 100 pounds. It's got a nice extra big grip on there. And, you know, most of the time when I'm using a bucket, I just throw it in a wheelbarrow or the back of my truck or something like that. But I could see if you're fishing or something like that, and you need to haul a bunch of stuff from the boat up to your car or something like that, having a comfortable handle could be a nice benefit. The edge of the bucket has nice deep lips to grip, and there's also slots so you can use the tie-down kit to tie this down to your boat, your RV, or whatever, to make sure this thing doesn't get away from you, which is a nice touch. Again, these buckets don't have tie-down holes, but not that many people really need them. That's a specialty use case type thing. But if you need a bucket that you can securely tie down, this one will fit the bill. Another nice touch is on the bottom. You have this ring of kind of rubberized plastic to keep the bucket from sliding around. And again, that's a nice touch for if you're on a boat or you have this in the back of your truck, something like that. It's not going to be sliding around all over the place. Where this bucket just has hard plastic on the bottom, you may need to tie down or you know, pin up to the side of your vehicle or something. So overall, this Yeti bucket is very well made. I don't feel like I got ripped off or anything. It is a lot of money for a bucket, but it is built Yeti tough. You can tell that the money went into the construction of this bucket. The lid itself, while not being cheap, does exactly what it's advertised to do. It sits flush, strong enough to stand on, and it's clear so you can look through it and see whatever's in the bucket, which is kind of nice if you need to check on things periodically. So that's my quick and dirty review of the Yeti bucket. It holds things. It has a handle, and for extra money, you can also get a lid. It's pretty sweet. I hope you found this video review informative. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. It helps the channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon so you're the first to be notified when I release new videos just like this one. Cheers.